Hello, are you excited? You should be. It's time for Blonde Bombshell question and answer. I believe this is number 43. Ooh, we're getting way up there, aren't we? Anyway, this is 20 questions that 43. You all want to ask me, and I'm going to answer. I read this amazing book, by the way, Jill Chavez, Playing for Keeps, and it gets a 10. It was that good. There were some great moments in that book, and I want to share it all with you later. But right now, let's do this question and answer. Do you like or dislike spicy food? I dislike. I don't like having upset stomachs, so dislike. Do you read the freshness dates on grocery store products? It depends. Like, if it's milk, yes, because I don't want curdled milk. But if it's something that's not going to expire, say, in a day or two, or if it does expire in a day or two, it's got to be something that I'll use very soon. I'm famous for thrift store shopping or salvage store shopping down here at our local B&D, which is broken and damaged salvage store. And I get their canned sparkling water down there. And to me, I don't care if the date's expired or not. I will drink that because I love that sparkling water. It's a carbonation. There's no calories. There's no extra added sweetener or anything like that. It's amazing. What do you like to snack on between meals? Grapes, fruit, apples, strawberries if I have the cash for the strawberries. Also bananas in the morning, I would say. I eat the banana right after my oatmeal. So it's like, boom. Because the bananas make you happy, feel energized, gives you potassium. It's all the good stuff. And would you rather eat a candy bar or a piece of fruit? I won't lie. There's been times when I've been stressed out lately, and since I'm on this new kick, that since this happened May 23rd, that I would love a little tiny square of Dove dark chocolate. But then I remember the feeling of numbness and the laughing gas, and it's like, you know what? I want to keep the rest of my teeth, so I'm fine for giving up chocolate. Maybe back when I'm 80 or something, when it doesn't really matter, I'll eat chocolate again. Let's see here. Do you buy organic food? No, it's too expensive. What are your personal staples? Food that you keep around all the time. The grapes, strawberries if I can, apples, bananas. Definitely my oatmeal. I have to have that in the morning to function. Apple juice is a definite thing that I have to have to function. Milk. Lunch, it's either a can of soup or lean cuisine. Our freezer is always full of either spaghetti and meatball lean cuisine, Vermont mac and cheese, which is organic. I guess I do buy something organic. And roast turkey with cinnamon apples. Oh my gosh. I allow myself those. And then my big meal is always my meal that I go out with Grandpa at nighttime with, so he doesn't feel like he has to eat by himself. What is one personality trait that you have tried your hardest to change in yourself? I would say I'm no longer the girl that believes in happy fairy tale endings. And that's just because life has trained me that love does not exist. It exists for like the girls who are size 0 and go to bars and are trashy. But for everyday Mary Janes who are pretty much homebodies, love country music, and love the Hallmark Channel, love just does not exist. Are you a light, deep, average sleeper? I would say in between. Lately, my cat has been getting me up early in the morning. Sam, for some reason, has this new thing at 5:45. He wants me up and getting the paper, making coffee if it's not made. It's just weird. It's just like my grandma's spirit has come into his body and been like, get the stuff done. What elements would a picture of you at a typical day include? If it's a day off, right now, I've got my plate full, the next 2 days anyway. Um, Thursday, which is tomorrow, I have to make sure that the pavilion is paid for. We only get half a pavilion, which is stupid because the other half is already taken up, and I have to pay $15 for that. Then I have my grandpa that we're going to try and focus on the front porch, from what I understand. So we're going to try and get that done tomorrow, provided weather providing. Let's put it that way. Friday is my payday, my car payment day also. And we're going down to Effingham to see Bill Anderson, my grandpa's pride and joy. I paid for the ticket. And he also got a Father's Day cap that I gave him now because it has Bill Anderson on it. And I wanted him to get it autographed if he could. Which he should be able to because he's got the pass. And so do I. And so does my mom and Mackenzie. And we're all going. And Grandpa's birthday wish was for us all to go see Bill Anderson. So what I'm hoping for is we can all get our picture with Grandpa and Bill together. That would be great. Let's see here. What elements would a picture... Okay, we did that. If it's a work day. If it's a work day, there's another element of stress, okay? I let myself anymore... When Sam gets me up at 5:45, I'm like, okay, is this a work day or not? If it's a work day, I'll set my alarm on my phone for 9:10, so I get up at 9:10. Excuse me. And once I do, good gravy. Oh, my nose, it runs. Oh, sorry. So once I do, I'm like, okay, here's what's got to happen. Besides me sneezing all the time. I know, I have a foghorn. Anyway. Good gravy. I have to go back to bed, get up 9:10, have my breakfast, feed the outside strays, feed my animals, make sure Grandpa has his apple juice. Oh, goodness. And I'll have my breakfast, get ready for work, then go about my day. And that's a typical day. And then we'll go on here. Do you sleep with one or two pillows? 2. How do you react when things do not go as planned? Well, I'm hoping... This is ridiculous. This was not planned. I try to just go through life anymore and go, if God's got a plan, I've got to follow it. And if it's in my plan, and it's in God's plan, then that's the plan. So even if it's not what I plan, I've got to just deal with the punches and roll with it. What do others think your worst habit is, and what do you think your worst habit is? Others, oh goodness, I'm sure they have a long laundry list of what my worst habit is. But I will tell you what I think they think, and then vice versa. One is I'm not like my mother. Everybody compares me to my mom, and I'm not her. I'm Donna, you know. And I jump to conclusions. I have a hot temper. I assume the worst and don't give the benefit of the doubt and just believe hearsay. One moment. What do I think my worst habit is? Well, pretty much, if you read the list that I just gave you, those are my worst habits. Yes. And probably trusting too much is another one of my worst habits. Oh, my allergies are really acting up. Good gravy. Sorry, guys. But, I anymore, I don't trust that often. And when I do, it's family only. Because I've been hurt so much that I don't give the chances that I used to give out there. And it's like, no, I don't have the heart for it anymore. All I want to do now is adopt and be like, I can do this on my own, because I'm sick and tired of the tears. I'm sick and tired of being proven right all the time. Now, some of you are out there going, how are you proven right? Well, let me explain. There's only been 2 men in my life that I have seen when a woman literally breaks down or has a problem, and you know, I will say I have a little bit of that Irish temper, yes. And if you upset us, not saying that a skillet ain't going to get over your head, but words fly, or I just shut down, and I shut completely down, and it's like, okay, you know what? Communications ended, end of discussion, and usually the guy walks away with no problem. So I would say, I just don't see many men built the way my grandpa and my dad Mike was, where they are like, okay, you just told me to go hell, you pack up too, and we'll go together, And my grandpa, God bless him, for 72 years, the moment that my grandma would get mad, he knew when her breaking point was, so he would jump in the car, because grandma can't drive, and he would go around the block, and then he'd come back in and say, okay, I'm ready to deal with you. But he had to cool his own temper off before things got out of hand. And that's something that I respect totally for him. And that's just rare in today's world, where you see all these men, when they get angry, they're like, okay, I'm going to hit her. Or, okay, it's not going to be pretty and we will have a fight. And I'm one of these people that I don't want to have any more fights. I'm done having fights. Okay? Done. And I'm at the point, if that's all that's going to happen for me, no thank you. I'll adopt. I'll do it on my own. I just don't want to. I'm done fighting. That's all I'm saying. Are you getting enough sleep? This is like a question that my mom would say. I won't lie. There's times I probably don't get enough sleep. A lot of it is caused... Here I go again. Sorry. For me thinking that I'm fat and I'm not as pretty as I once was. And especially with the loss of my tooth, I think the worst of myself now. And having that receptionist tell me that since you grind your teeth, this is the beginning of the end, and knowing that that's out there, I won't lie, that's on my mind all the time. So I think about the 3 teeth, the tooth up here, the other 2 teeth that was surrounding the tooth, and how she said it was a domino effect, and I'm living on a matter of time. So yes, I stress, and yes, I worry about that. And then I worry about never becoming a mom too, and that's my dream in life. That's something I always wanted to do, whether it was biological or whether it was adoptive. To me, a child is the gift from God, and that's something we all should be grateful for. And honestly, that's all I want out of life, is the greatest gift, the greatest joy. What do you do with magazines after you read them? I give them to my work mom, Deb, and she's a godsend. I love her dearly. She knows it. Every Mother's Day I get her something, because she truly is my work mom. She's had to put up with me for when I've had breakdowns. She's had to put up with me through the good, through the bad. She's been supportive, just like my mom. So, therefore, I call her my work mom. Do you talk particularly fast or slow? It depends on the situation. If I get really wound up like an 8-day clock, I can talk really fast. If I'm tired and moody, it's probably pretty slow. What bargain items do you usually look for? It depends. Sometimes it's clothing. I won't lie. That's like my passion. Sometimes it's coloring books, magazines. Definitely carousel horses because I love carousel horses. They're like my be all end all. My cousin Tommy got me started on it, and I still have the original carousel horse that he gave me. And I think he gave me the other one too. So there's two up there on my little cabinet that my great grandpa Henson gave me. And then at Goodwill, I have 3 little carousel horses that I've gotten there. 2 of them play music, and one just stands there and looks majestic. So I love horses, and to me, I love roses and stuff like that. So the roses on the horses is just majestic and royal. Let's see here. With books, do you read the last page first or do you skip ahead? I first look at the cover, okay? And if the cover catches my eye, I turn it to the back. I read the back, and then after I read the back, if both parts catches me, the book will wind up in the cart and we'll end up buying it. That's how I judge the book. I know I should probably crack it open and read the first page, but I don't, because I feel like that's cheating. If you look at this and it doesn't grab your attention, and then you look at the back cover and that doesn't grab you, then it's not worth my time. Do you finish every book you start? That's a good question. I actually had a book that I had bought because it was by one of my favorite authors. Paid an $8 price for that book, okay? So by all means, I should have read that whole book, okay? But just because I saw it was by my favorite author and I liked the cover, I was like, I'm buying that book. I read the first maybe the first 4 pages, and it didn't do anything for me. And I ended up giving that book to my friend Wanda. And I know she reads a lot, so she probably appreciated it. And I used to work with her. So I think that I gave it a good life, but honestly, it just didn't do anything for me. It was a big mistake. So I'm not always perfect, okay? I do make mistakes. Stay tuned. I'm going to come back and do another video with you. Hopefully this sinus crap will stop.